Hi, this is Jeffrey from Tencent Investment. I want to take this opportunity to express my sincere thankfulness for the global corporate venture community for giving me this recognition of the Powerlist 2020. I think this recognition is not only for myself, but also for Tencent making its investment through the traffic, the capital, and also the long-term commitment. I do want to share all my learnings and experience in the past almost 10 years journey with all of you, and hopefully everyone stays safe and healthy during the pandemic, and we can see each other very soon. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Amy Vance, Head of Funds at Comcast Ventures. Thank you, James, and thank you, GCV, for this recognition. It is very much appreciated. And I also want to thank both my team and our portfolio companies. I am incredibly proud how everyone has stepped up and performed in a very difficult year. And I am cautiously optimistic that because of you, we will come out of this year better off than when we actually started. I actually believe this year has provided CVCs an incredible opportunity to prove to the startup community how valuable a partner we can actually be. CVCs bring more to the table than just money. We bring the ability to leverage both our LPs and our industries to support exciting young companies even during difficult times.
Hello, Larry Oak here, CEO of Process Food and Ventures. I'm honored to once again be selected to be on the GCV Powerlist. It's worth noting that I deserve very little credit for what we've accomplished to date. All the credit goes to my team and the many fantastic entrepreneurs that we work with. We remain in a period of great uncertainty, 6 months into a global pandemic, but still Process had a transformational year. It's been the busiest year in my time with the group in terms of deals and just overall business transformation, all activity that positions us well for the future. Still, amongst all the change, we leverage the same operator and investor DNA, the global long-term perspective that has allowed the group to thrive over many decades. At the group level, we continue to build on core segments in classifieds, fintech, and food. We're seeing great progress across the board there. Net of it all, with all the changes around us, in some ways the story of the group remains the same. To the areas that I personally spend time on, we are performing well through these challenging times. Our teams adapted well and quickly to the pandemic. We're particularly excited about the performance of our food and edtech companies. Those sectors have enjoyed a generational tailwind as a result of the pandemic. Our entrepreneurs have shown great agility in adapting their services, creating new products, and transforming their business models. Looking forward into the distant future, it'll sound boring, but I expect we'll see more of the same. It's early days for food and education. These sectors are just beginning to be transformed by technology, and they are absolutely massive. We're seeing many new use cases emerge. We'll continue to be aggressive in these sectors. In fact, we just closed our 6th education investment this week, and we are continuing to build expertise there. In closing, I want to thank my team at Process, and of course GCV for including me this year in the Power List. Also want to thank GCV more broadly for their role in supporting the development of the corporate venturing community. And last, I want to send my best wishes that you and your loved ones are keeping safe and healthy. Thank you.
Greetings from Samsung Catalyst Fund. My name is Shankar Chandran.
And I'm Francis Ho.
From our entire team, thank you for joining us today. It's been an extraordinary year for all of us, and the corporate venture capital community globally has come together to do some really, really important work this year.
In these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to support entrepreneurs, and together we play a critical role to drive growth, to drive innovation, and of course to help accelerate our corporate missions. And it's great to see all that we've done together with the corporate venture capital community and with the leadership from GCV.
One great example of this collaboration has been the Extreme Tech Challenge that we're really proud of. The global corporate venture capital community came together to promote this challenge focused on United Nations 17 Strategic Development Goals and some of the world's biggest challenges. We had over 2,500 startups apply for this competition, and we were able to pick the final list of 8 companies that are extraordinary companies that are not only great potential investments, but are great opportunities for collaboration with our community.
Thanks to all of you in the community for all the work you've done. We wish you all the best in the coming year. stay safe, and look forward to continued partnership in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jem, and the GCV team. We've had such a great partnership over the years, and we truly appreciate this latest recognition. I couldn't do the work that I do on behalf of National Grid without the National Grid Partners team, a couple of whom, Albert Durack and Christian Bodak, have been named GCV Rising Stars and Emerging Leaders. So much has happened since last year's 2019 Power List was announced. Our new portfolio of investments is 19 strong. They run the gamut of cybersecurity to customer service AI and asset management. These companies are already improving outcomes and safety for National Grid while helping our industry transition to a clean energy future. And we continue to be LP investors in 3 specialty funds that help us to expand our international and global reach. And our team is aggressively looking for new deals with the best and brightest entrepreneurs. Even amid the global uncertainty caused by COVID, we are open for business, and we expect to announce 2 new deals in the next few months. We've been proud to see our first 2 exits, both of which return IRRs in excess of 120%. Pixium was acquired by Siemens, and Apparetto was acquired by Palo Alto Networks. And our first startup has graduated from our incubation facility in San Francisco and continues to get traction across the energy market. Our innovation team, which looks furthest upstream to opportunities for new businesses, has launched its first 4 projects, which will increase safety for gas and electric workers in the field and clear the path to put more electric vehicles on the road. We've also launched our Next Grid Alliance, which is a network of executives in the global utility industry. Our first series of webinars and virtual meetings kicks off on September 22nd, and we couldn't be more excited. Lastly, I'm glad to share the news that even before we finished deploying our initial 3-year, $250 million investment allocation, National Grid CEO and board has approved our next annual tranche of $75 million. It's a great tribute not just to the hard work of the NGP team and the quality of our portfolio, but also to the power of corporate strategic venturing. So we look forward to our continued partnership and collaboration with GCV and our colleagues in the audience. And I hope we'll have good news to announce about our shared networking event in London very soon. In the meantime, we invite you to visit ngpartners.com and follow us on Twitter to make sure you're always on top of the latest happenings from the team. Many thanks again for this honor, and here's to more shared success. Thank you.
On behalf of Marcelo, my colleagues at the Vision Fund, and our founders, I'd like to thank James and the team at Global Corporate Venturing for this recognition. James asked me to share some observations on the past year and how we are thinking about investing going forward. I'd like to address the state of the markets, the areas we are excited about investing in, and the importance of ensuring everyone can share in the opportunities before us. We have seen tremendous change over the past 6 months, and that's also true for investing. The public markets are obviously highly exuberant, particularly growth tech stocks. The momentum has been driven by low interest rates, the increase in money supply, both fiscal and monetary stimulus, and high retail participation in technology stocks. It has been compounded by the fact that institutional investors were a bit underweight for the first part of the rally. The public markets are currently ascribing better multiples than the private markets, and capital is chasing anything with promising growth. As a result, many private valuations have rebounded, and many companies that are in the past would have come to us for capital in private rounds are instead planning to go public. I'm still a big believer in the traditional IPO, and I'm watching the rise of SPACs, which is really a US phenomenon, with a little bit of caution. We need to ensure that SPACs don't lead to companies accessing the public markets prematurely when they aren't ready to IPO from a governance and operations perspectives. I have a more constructive view on direct listings, particularly if the New York Stock Exchange plan to let companies raise capital through direct listings goes forward. The strength of the public markets is obviously a double-edged sword for all of us as investors. On the one hand, the rise in exits is great news for our existing portfolio companies and our parent firms. On the other hand, it's making deploying late-stage capital into growth companies more difficult, as we have to compete with the public markets for capital, especially in the unicorn space. As a result, we are adjusting. We are finding more opportunities in Asia, we're making smaller investments. We are partnering at earlier stages. For example, our past 3 investments have been less than 200 million each in 2 health tech companies and an online education company at the Series B, Series C, and Series F stages. Founders also have more leverage in this environment. Brand and capital for us investors are important but not enough alone. We've been very focused on articulating the benefits of our ecosystem of nearly 100 growth stage technology companies globally, plus SoftBank Group, Alibaba, ARM, etc. The synergies of our ecosystem allow our portfolio companies to amplify one another's strengths and accomplish more than they could on their own. While there may be fewer opportunities, we are still encouraged by what we are seeing globally. Having a strong local presence in every region has been a great benefit to us. We have offices in Singapore, Shanghai, Beijing, Mumbai, Tokyo, Seoul, and of course US and Europe. I believe the biggest demand for private capital in the near term will come from Asia, specifically China, which is not as overcrowded as the US. Indeed, the BICARE and Ant Financial IPOs are evidence of the quality of mega cap Chinese companies looking to raise money. Masa's vision for our fund was to invest in businesses that are enabling the next stage of the information revolution. Evidence continues to mount that the pandemic has catalyzed once-in-a-generation shifts in behavior around the world. For example, in the US, e-commerce penetration has grown as much in the past 3 months as the past 5 years. We expect such seismic shifts will reward existing market leaders who are also setting the stage for a new generation of startups in specific sectors, like the whole value chain for e-commerce, used cars, groceries, all kinds of commerce. Another promising sector is life sciences. Our portfolio companies like Ping An Good Doctor, Veer, and others are leading it. Virtual care is now a permanent part of many practices, and more countries will adopt a digital-first approach for care. Last month, we announced our investment in a predictive health company out of Singapore and US that is using data and machine learning to help clinicians predict and prevent serious medical events, which are lifestyle diseases like cardiac and diabetes. We are also excited about advances in genomics. It's a huge market that will require significant capital, particularly in 3 areas. First, diagnostics, identifying and monitoring diseases using genetic sequencing, i.e. reading our genes combined with data sciences. Second, developing better treatments based on those diagnostics, for instance, by targeting the genetic underpinnings of the disease. Third, which will take a while, a decade or so, is the next frontier, influencing our genes to cure diseases and manipulating our genes, for instance, by using gene and cell therapies, specifically for cancer and oncology. On the diagnostics front, Guardant Health and others have developed blood tests and basic reading of genes to diagnose diseases. For treatments, companies like Relay Therapeutics are developing targeted therapies that drug those specific mutations and may promise greater impact with better safety. Finally, over the next 5 to 10 years, we will continue to expand our ability to genetically engineer cells, such as T cells, to treat cancers and prevent relapse. I'm incredibly excited about the potential for health tech to dramatically improve the quality of our lives in the years ahead. Other sectors are evolving to thrive in the post-COVID economy. For example, in transportation, Uber continues to invest in the Eats business, acquired Postmates, and expanded into grocery delivery to help offset the decline in ride-hailing, which will come back post-COVID. Similarly, Grab has launched its GrabMart grocery delivery service in 8 countries, transitioned drivers to non-transport services such as food and grocery delivery, and used its infrastructure to launch small business support programs. It's clear that the world will never go back to normal. The way we live has changed. Central to our firm's strategy is the belief that investing in the technology of today can unlock even greater returns for the economies and societies of tomorrow. The tragic racial injustices of recent months are stark reminders that this can only be achieved if we bring everyone along with us to share in that opportunity. Last year, we established the Emerge Accelerator to help underrepresented founders access the networks and tools they need to grow their startups. Mentoring is key, and we can do that with our global presence. Initially, the program was focused on networking and mentoring, but we soon realized that we also needed to provide capital. Providing seed capital as part of our accelerator program nicely complements the investment strategies of the 100 million SoftBank Opportunity Fund that was also set up a few months ago, which only invests in companies led by founders of color in the Vision Fund. We still have much work to do, but we are committed to taking action, doing our part. I know many of you are also taking action, and I'd urge those who aren't to step up. In closing, it's clear that we will continue to live with significant uncertainty for the foreseeable future. But we can be certain that this time will give rise to a new generation of startups with the potential to help us all on this planet to live more productive, sustainable, and healthier lives. It's on us as investors to find those bold and forward-thinking founders and give them the capital, the ecosystem, and support they need to create a more fulfilling future for us all. I'm confident we'll rise to that challenge. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Lesage Krause. I'm honored to once again be on Global Corporate Venturing's annual Power List, representing Munich Re Ventures and in the great company of all of the other peers and colleagues that are on this list. Despite the challenges of the last 6 months, it continues to be a super exciting time to be a VC and a real privilege to do the work that we do, supporting amazing founders and helping to create the future for our companies and for the world. Huge shout out and thank you to James and the rest of the GCV team for providing a community for all of us corporate VCs and honoring those of us in the profession together. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, James and the GCV organization, for nominating me for the 2020 GCV Power List. It's a real honor, and it's been a pleasure to work with you guys and with like-minded entrepreneurs and investors provided through your network, which is a fantastic network. COVID is hitting the entrepreneurs really hard, and 2020 has thus far been a very challenging year for most of them, which is why at Shell Ventures we're spending most of our efforts so far this year in supporting the portfolio companies through these trialing times, not just by providing follow-on funding, but also by trying to land new contracts between Shell businesses and our portfolio companies. And it's really encouraging that these efforts are starting to pay off. We signed 34 new purchase agreements between our portfolio companies and various Shell businesses in 2019, and we are indeed quite pleased with the results so far in 2020. And in the end, this is where we as strategic investors can add real value to the entrepreneurs during these difficult times. I also observe that due to COVID, our collective response to climate change will probably accelerate as people have grown more aware of the impact of human activity on their environment and have grown accustomed to new ways of working. This is a fantastic opportunity for entrepreneurs to create real impact and to create the next generation of technologies and business models that society and the energy industry will need to make the energy transition and to meet the targets set by the Paris Accords. This is the biggest challenge of our lifetime, and I'm excited to be part of it.
Hi everyone, my name is Arvind Purushottam, and I lead the Corporate Venture Group at Citi. I'm thrilled to be named a 2020 Powerlist Awards winner, and I thank GCV for the honor. At Citi Ventures, we're focused on partnering with startups that can help Citi's clients thrive in a world of change. But none of us predicted how much change 2020 would have in store for us. This year has pushed us all to live and work in different ways, and even through these challenging times, it's been inspirational to see the innovation coming through. From ideas such as digital payments to telehealth, COVID has accelerated trends that many entrepreneurs have been working on for years. There are perhaps companies that were started in the last 6 months that we will all be talking about in the years to come, and that makes me extremely hopeful for the future. This award really belongs to the amazing team we have here at Citi Ventures Investing and their dedication to our mission. In 2019, we were one of the most active teams, corporate venture teams in financial services, thanks to their hard work. And that momentum has continued so far through 2020, despite these challenging times. Thank you also to the entrepreneurs who have chosen to partner with us and for the work that they do day in and day out, without which none of this is possible. My congratulations to the other Powerlist Award winners And thanks again to GCV for recognizing the work of City Ventures.
I'm honored to be recognized on the Global Corporate Venturing Powerlist 2020. For my contributions to the corporate venture and innovation world, it definitely has been an 80-20, and that 80% comes from my organization, Chevron Technology Ventures, and the countless people within Chevron that have supported and collaborated with us over the years. Because at the end of the day, we exist to bring Chevron into the external innovation world and bring that world into Chevron. 2020 has been an interesting year. We have focused on supporting and building our investment portfolio and validated and trialed through to scale many promising technologies. We invest in the ecosystem. Two recent examples from my adopted home of Houston. Chevron is a founding sponsor of Greentown Houston, where we bring North America's largest climate tech incubator to the global energy capital. We will look forward to working with the Greentown community and all those who believe climate tech is essential for the energy transition and that the energy transition is essential to addressing the challenges of climate change. Chevron is the first ION tenant, a collaboration with so many, and a big thanks to Rice University, who has the vision to see the impact that this facility, programs, and community will have on Houston's burgeoning innovation ecosystem. It truly does take a community to innovate, to make the future and the challenging possible, and to build a leader. So I want to thank that community for what they have done to get me to this place on the Global Corporate Venturing Powerlist 2020.
Hi, my name is Ore Adeyemi from HSBC. I would like to thank the Global Corporate Venturing team for this nomination and award, and for allowing me to be a part of this illustrious group of people. Special thank you to my team, without whom I would not be receiving this award today. This is a recognition of their hard work, commitment, and overall dedication to the work we do. Also, thank you to the wonderful entrepreneurs, the founders, startups that have chosen to work with us and partnered with us as investors. I was asked to share any words of advice as a leader of a CVC unit. I think if there's anything I'd like to share is around the word patience. Taking the time to listen and understand the work that needs to be done with a lot of these early stage companies. The companies themselves taking the time to be patient and listening to the corporates that they're working with the understanding that mistakes will be made. I think it's very important. In my view, the stakeholders or folks within the ecosystems that have derived the greatest benefits have been those who have been patient. The race is not always to the swift or the biggest or the strongest, but to those that really commit. And that's why, if any words of advice I'll give anyone is be patient as you go through that process and stay committed. So, well, once again, thank you so much for this award.
Hi, this is Nagraj from sunny San Diego. I want to say thanks to Jim and GCV for the honor of being included in a list with individuals far more accomplished than I am. But really, thanks so much to my team. They deserve all the credit for making me look good and making this honor even possible. Thanks everyone, and stay safe.
I'm Jack Lynette, and my papa is Skull Lynette. Today my papa can't go because it's my 6th birthday. Also my sister's 6th birthday, because I do have a sister. Her name's Freddie. My papa is one of the fans of Touchdown founders. So my papa wants to thank GCV for this honor. He has been proud to be named by the Powerlist. So my papa, I can't do it. He's excited that everyone can help each other. Again, from my papa and GCV. So this is Metatron, and he kind of is a really cool transformation. By the way, His cannon up here just doesn't go in it. It's his weapon. Have you heard of it from War for Cybertron? You plug it into there. The rest of the sharp cannon is sticking out of the back. And then you have the longer cannon here. And mostly in vehicle mode, you don't really see it in the show. But probably in another season, you might see it. But I don't really know. Shockwave has one too, but I have that guy. But I'm not really sure if he's going to be in it. There's a different color one.
Hello to the GCVI community. My name is Bonny Simi. I'm president of JetBlue Technology Ventures.
Hi, everybody. My name is Singh. I'm head of investing at JTV.
And we'd both like to thank GCVI and the community for the powerless recognition and really for the great support that the community provides to both veterans in the space as well as new folks. And I think that what we're seeing with the COVID impact and the crazy 2020, how important working together, both investing together and also supporting our parent companies. And what CVCs now are able to do is to help the parent companies pivot quickly, which is what we've been able to do at JetBlue and JetBlue Technology Ventures. And so we think about innovation sprints and contactless journeys and safety and security. Our parent company came to us to help them find startups in this space to move quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's been a tribute, I think, to the entire community, seeing how the portfolio companies and the entrepreneurs in those startups have been resilient, are sticking at it, and us in our role in helping them to do so. And it really has been heartening to see how the CVC message and impact has been recognized in our parent companies and in the wider investing community. So very grateful for all of the good people doing that great work. And once again, very grateful for the recognition. Thank you so much.
Thank you to the GCVI community.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for being listed on the GCV Powerlist of 2020. It's truly an honor to be listed among so many inspiring and competent people in the corporate venture industry. Congratulations to all of you. In the Nordics, and in particular in Norway where I'm based, the number of CVCs have increased considerably the last 2 to 3 years. The amount of capital available for Norwegian startups and growth companies is now the same from CVCs as from VCs. This is a great opportunity for the companies and for the corporates. And now I have to take the opportunity to highlight a challenge that I hope that we can discuss more going forward. And that is how we as a CVC ensure the right balance of the control function and the value driving function, both as a shareholder and as a board member in the companies we invest in. I'm happy to discuss that going further as well. As I said, finally, thank you to the GCV for having created the strongest and most relevant network globally for the corporate venture industry, a truly unique place for networking competence. And thank you to DNB for the opportunity to be part of building up DNB Ventures over the last few years. And not at least, I'm truly honored to have been able to work with a group of amazing founders that we have invested in. So again, thank you so much.
My thanks to Jim Mawson and the Global Corporate Venturing team who analyze the data every year to create the Powerlist 100 Awards. It's an honor to be recognized in the large community of corporate venture professionals around the world. Actually, I think this award is a recognition of the work of the GM Ventures team as much or more than me personally. So I'd like to dedicate my 2020 Powerlist Award to the GM Ventures team, both the past members that have moved on to new roles and the current team for their terrific work. I've been fortunate to be included in the Powerlist 100 a number of times during my time as CTO of GM and president of GM Ventures. But the 2020 Powerlist will be my last one, because I retired from General Motors after a career of more than 40 years on July 1st. My successor is a GM colleague, Matt Chen, so I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce him to the global corporate venturing community and have him give you some of his thoughts. Matt?
It's truly a privilege for me to assume the presidency of GM Ventures at such a pivotal moment. Modern technology is accelerating at a rapid pace. And as stewards of innovation, we know that we are in the midst of yet another technological revolution, underpinned by technologies such as electrification, intelligence, and connectivity. As we at GM Ventures transition into our next chapter, my vision is simple: to marry our passion for innovation with our drive for purposeful integration. To this end, we're going to continue to make smart investments in technologies today with the goal of revolutionizing mobility for all. With an ever-growing portfolio of venture companies, I'm confident that the next decade of contributions from GM Ventures will bring us ever closer to a world of zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tak Sato. I'm very honored to be selected as one of the members of GCB Powerlist 2020 Awards. MS&AD is the insurance conglomerate headquartered in Japan, which has an operation over 50 countries worldwide. And I'm the founder of MS&AD Ventures, which is 2 years old with fund size of 120 million US dollar. Portfolio would be 40 portfolio already. And I would like to thanks for all the supporter of MS&AD Ventures, especially Rich and Hiroshi from Net Service Ventures, as well as one team of MS&AD. I still believe that the CVC is the one of the best way to create innovation with small mistakes. So let's change the world better by transforming your company, your industry, your society, and people. Thank you. So I would like to give my mic to my partner, John, please.
Hello, it is a big honor for us to be selected to the GCV Powerlist 2020. And like Tak, I would like to thank our team that's been just amazing, and we're so grateful for each one of them. And I'd like to thank our portfolio companies who make us who we are. And especially we're grateful to, because of our global footprint and the fact that we have companies all over, we've had several companies go above and beyond to try to work with MS&AD around the world. Companies like Socotra, that's made multiple trips to London, Jupiter Intelligence, and Hippo that have visited with us in Tokyo, as well as companies like Caro in Southeast Asia and Finleap, who's also traveled around the world with us. And we're just very grateful to all of our co-investors and our portfolio companies and everyone who's supporting us.
Hi, this is Angie Grimm with IBM Ventures. Thank you for the honor to be selected for this year's Global Corporate Venturing Powerlist. I do take pride in being listed among such an impressive group of individuals. It's a recognition I'm privileged to be receiving, though at the same time I recognize it wouldn't be possible without the great team I work with each and every day, all throughout IBM. And even beyond our own team inside of IBM, James Mawson and the GCV team have been a tremendous support network for myself and the IBM Ventures team. You know, we appreciate this is a close-knit community. It's one that's collaborative and supportive of one another. And having trusted partners like GCV, amongst others in the venture landscape, just makes our job easier. You know, we're all out there working across the innovation ecosystem, exploring ways to be helpful and engaging. We do our best when we work together with our clients, our partners, investors, and of course the entrepreneurs. We appreciate the ecosystem and know that together we can enhance the value we bring our enterprise clients, especially in these unprecedented times. So thank you again, and I look forward to working with you on future opportunities.
Hi, I'm Tarek Eliashevich, Managing Director and Head of Allstate Strategic Ventures, the CVC arm of Allstate Insurance Company. I'm very honored once again to receive this wonderful recognition alongside such an amazing group of corporate venture capital professionals. Over the past 5 years, it has been my privilege to co-found and lead Allstate Strategic Ventures and build it into the world-class organization it is today. I believe I speak for every team member when I say that we are all very excited to be an integral part of Allstate's larger transformative growth efforts, looking to advance our tech and market capabilities with the ultimate goal of better serving our customers and leading innovation efforts in the insurance and adjacent verticals. I've been asked to provide a few thoughts about leadership. To me, leadership has always been about having a vision of where we want to go, and then build a team that not only shares that vision, but has diverse skill set and drive to execute on it despite the challenge we all constantly face. Being CVC executive does not only involve leading ventures team, but it also means leading the rest of the company to places where they might not want to go by helping them see new possibilities that come from working with great startups and entrepreneurs. I believe our mission is to help our companies create win-win partnerships with startups where 1 + 1 is significantly more than 2 for everybody involved. Leadership is also about transparency within the team and the broader organization. I strongly believe that the team needs to be informed to the extent possible about all the opportunities and challenges that we face. Having input from multiple, diverse voices is critical in finding optimal solutions and helping break some internal walls we all encounter. It is also critically important for the broader organization to clearly understand the role of ventures and how we ultimately create large strategic value to the entire enterprise. By helping evaluate internal and external solutions and technologies as part of the broader analysis, we should ultimately be able to create outsized returns for the enterprise and help our companies continue to be the leaders in their respective industries. I'm proud of the team and the processes that we built at Allstate, allowing us to be one of the preeminent corporate investors in the insurance space, an amazing partner to startups. I'm once again honored by this recognition. Thank you so much.
Hello, this is Gen with Sony. Thank you for including myself and Sony in the GCV Powerlist this year. I also want to name Austin, Joe, Antonio, Ludovic, Costa, Lyota, and just to name a few of my colleagues working around GCV. I want to thank James, Tim, and the GCV crew for all the work they are putting into a very positive exchange of views in the CVC community. Happy to help GCV as it expands more outside of US and Europe, and see you again in the next digital conference.
Hello, I'm Chris Piccarello, President of Johnson & Johnson Innovation, JDDC, the strategic venture capital arm of Johnson & Johnson. I'm delighted to be recognized on the GCV Powerlist 2020. As part of Johnson & Johnson, the most broadly based healthcare company in the world, JDDC is proud to advance the health of people around the world by identifying and fueling innovative ideas and helping transform them into tangible solutions for patients and consumers. For more than 4 decades, JDDC has been a strategic partner to the companies we invest in, working hand in hand to navigate the path to delivering cutting-edge innovations and solving critical healthcare needs. The coronavirus pandemic has underscored the critical role of science and innovation in solving global healthcare challenges. Today, more than ever, we need to fuel the best ideas wherever they are in the world. I want to thank our dedicated and talented team at JDDC, as well as the entrepreneurs who have entrusted us with helping their ideas succeed. Despite the pandemic, we have continued to work closely with our partners to advance their science and technology, identify emerging trends, and executing strategies and plans to enable future growth. I'm proud to say in 2020, JDDC is on track to deliver a solid year with a number of strategic investments to help solve critical healthcare needs. We partnered to start 2 new companies in the digital health and telemedicine space as part of our strategy to transform human health. As strategic investors, we facilitated 2 onboardings, inclusive of a transformational acquisition to add to our robotics portfolio, and 3 strong financial exits for 2020. In addition, we maintain a return multiple above cash investments as we continue to partner with founders and make strategic investments to create sustained value for J&J and have a lasting impact in the health and lives of people around the globe. Focused on ensuring that at JDC, we continue to build on the legacy and an inclusive team that incorporates diverse backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives so that we can better identify and meet the needs of diverse partners, customers, and patients around the globe. We all need science in order to have a healthy future. As part of Johnson & Johnson Innovation, we are proud to advance early stage innovation and help fuel the life science ecosystem. At JDC, we continue our commitment to support entrepreneurs and investing in innovation to advance our scientific goals and fuel solutions that transform human health. I want to thank you again for being part of the global corporate venture community, and thank you for this recognition.
Hi, I'm Irene Gomez, Open Innovation Director at Telefonica, and being part of the GCV Powerlist this 2020 is a clear recognition of Telefonica's commitment to open innovation. And I feel especially proud in a year like this in which the pandemic is putting all of us to the test. I can honestly say that all the work and learnings as a CVC after more than 8 years investing in technological startups and doing joint business with them have made us much more faster and flexible to interact and cooperate with new ideas and technology. We are better prepared to help Telefonica overcome the challenges that at the end is part of our reason for being. Perhaps now more than ever, the importance and power that represents the connection with the entrepreneurial ecosystem is revealed.
Hi, I'm Derek Idemoto, SVP of Corporate Development at Cisco Investments. I'm thrilled to accept the GCV Powerlist Award on behalf of my entire team. At Cisco, we believe the most interesting and exciting ideas in technology live in the startup ecosystem. And we are committed to fostering the growth and success of entrepreneurs and founders through investments and acquisitions with honesty, transparency, consistency, and trust. I'm a huge sports fan, and I often equate my team to that of the professional scouts who attend the local games to find the next major league stars. To that end, we also have a responsibility to make sure the game and its players are balanced and diverse. As corporate venture professionals, we each have the ability to clear the path for underrepresented groups. So let's do that together. Having personally been in the venture space for the last 20 years, I know, just as you do, that the next new idea or disruption to change the world can come from anyone, anywhere. So again, thank you for this award, thank you for this recognition, and I can't wait to see what happens in the coming year.
My name is Blake Luse, Managing Director of Ferguson Ventures. Thank you to the team at Global Corporate Venturing for recognition on the Power List this year. This is a huge team effort, and it really goes to show the great work that our team at Ferguson Ventures is doing every day to help the construction and services industries move forward. And it's exciting to get to not only invest in and put together a portfolio of startups that are helping to drive that industry forward, but also work with them every day. So thank you to the team at Ferguson Ventures, and thank you to the startup founders that we're working with to drive the industry forward.
Good morning and good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Shetler, and I lead Boeing Horizon X Ventures. It's such an honor to receive Global Corporate Venturing Powerlist Award this year on behalf of Boeing and the incredible team that does amazing work within Horizon X every day. Special thanks to Global Corporate Venturing for honoring us as a leader, and also for the amazing work that they do to support the venture capital community, especially this year where everything had to be virtual. Like most, it's been an incredibly dynamic year for our team, between coronavirus and everything that comes with that, to the continued challenges with 737 MAX and return to service, to the diversity movements happening inside and outside the company. We've had to focus on reorganizing our team and our activities to better align to the state of Boeing and the venture capital ecosystem. 2020 has been a year like any other. With all the challenges surrounding us, Boeing Horizon X has certainly had to adapt to the current environment. Our first goal, really, when coronavirus hit, was to ensure our portfolio companies were supported. We had regular calls with them to figure out how we could best support them to get fundraising resources, especially in those turbulent times. We hosted sessions for our portfolio company CEOs with Boeing subject matter experts to discuss various topics such as government aid packages, COVID-19 opportunity brainstorming and pivoting, how to adjust marketing strategies, and even diversity and inclusion discussions and more. Throughout the year, we supported follow-on investments directly and fundraisers. We completed an accelerator program in the UK, and we're already making plans to launch a second accelerator cohort later this year. We're also kicking off a Launchpad program in Canada around digital technologies, and we're planning for more accelerator programs around the world. Separately, we've supported several letters of interest for portfolio company government proposals since the start of the pandemic. 2 portfolio companies already have been awarded contracts with the US Air Force as a result of our participation, and one of those awards has already received millions in match funding. Albeit the stressed environment, we've launched multiple projects internally supporting the advancement of and adoption of our portfolio companies' technologies with a tailored match to what's needed in aerospace and Boeing business unit needs. Our team has also facilitated introductions for our portfolio companies to the extended venture capital community for fundraising, and we've helped with business development activities to promote these portcos to new industries. All of these accomplishments have been made possible by our phenomenal Boeing Horizon X team that I'm honored to lead. We've made much progress over the past year, and I'm excited to see where we are at this time next year. Again, it's such an honor to receive this recognition. Thank you, Jim, and the entire Global Corporate Venturing community.
I'm extremely honored to be receiving such a prestigious award as one of the GCV Powerlist 2020 winner. I'm honestly grateful for the recognition I have received for my work with MDI Ventures, because I'm very sure that every other nominee for this award was as capable, if not more, of winning this award. With so many good candidates to choose from, the judges must have been a difficult job. So I would like to thank everyone and GCV team who voted for me. Very few things in life are entirely the work of just one person, so this is no exception. So I must also pay tribute to the enormous contribution for the all MDI Ventures team in Jakarta, Singapore, and also Silicon Valley offices, along with our founders across 12 countries whom we partner with, and without which none of this would have been possible. I started the journey back in 2014 when venture capitalist wasn't technically a job or even a word yet in Indonesia. But since then, I've grown tremendously in both personally and professionally, along with the industry that keeps surprises me with its true potential. Especially in 2020, we finally experienced our very first corrections, which primarily become a testament on how both VC and CVC can stay relevant to overcome the entirely new industry gameplay, where we firmly believe that this pandemic is not a reset button, but whereas more of an acceleration button, given that this COVID-19 is actually the best chief innovation officer that every corporation been looking in the past year or so. Having said that, this momentum also has proven our thesis in transforming MDI Ventures from a conventional CVC that usually positions as a cost center unit into the next generation CVC, where we act more as a revenue center unit. Through our multi-fund VC approach that sharpen our focus in striking the right balance between external innovation and also capital gain. But once again, I sincerely thank you for choosing me as one of the GCV Powerlist 2020 award winner, where I can proudly hold up this award as a mark of my achievement. I also promise to only get better at my role so that you can see me here for more such award. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sumi Stilling and I'm the head of Maersk Growth. Thank you to GCV for the recognition on this year's Power List. Supply chain is proving more important than ever, so it's great to see our activities recognized among global peers in the GCV Power List 2020. At Maersk Growth, our investment and portfolio work is very much a team sport. I'm really pleased to recognize the significant and consistent efforts, particularly over the last 12 months, which have presented some new challenges and opportunities. COVID-19 has created both uncertainty and opportunity in supply chain. It has also impacted how we work and connect with entrepreneurs and ecosystems globally. With its digital-first and innovative mindset, our portfolio is driving great results for customers and broader industry innovation, helping digital adaptation and more flexible and resilient ways of working. We remain humble in the face of significant challenges, but remain committed to building the next generation of supply chain stars and delivering even better products and solutions to the market. As ever, our relationship with Maersk's core business drives real differentiation and strength, in our investment capability. In the last 12 months, we concluded 22 new investments and recognized significant external investments in 9 portfolio companies, seeing meaningful commercial growth in several sectors. Our company's global footprint has enabled us to invest and support young, high-potential companies from Europe to North America to Australia. Existing and new portfolio companies have enabled several new projects to help our core business further expand and transform their digital service capabilities. We are delighted to work with some of the most talented and ambitious entrepreneurs in global supply chain. And as ever, we owe our commitment and capabilities within this transformational mission to the whole Maersk team. We look forward to continuing our mission and building the next generation of global supply chain stars. So, on behalf of the entire Maersk growth team and on behalf of Maersk, thank you to the GCV for the recognition in the 2020 Power List.